talk the same thing, you convey the same thing in other native language, it may have a different impact. Okay, so this also matters. So same way even here. Now comes the confusion, as everybody has this programming languages which doesn't need compilation, like Java, PHP and all that stuff. Of course Java need part compilation, but again Java is converting the Java code into that byte code, which is again it is translating this into an intermediate code. That intermediate code will be taken by this Java JVM, which the Java runtime JVM itself is an engine. Perhaps it is done with C, C++ and bits of Java or something like that. So this is how you do. So what happens is it is taking that byte code and it is converting into this. And when you think about Java compiler, again the Java compiler can be written exclusively in Java itself, because it is taking that understandable Java code into the byte code, okay, the intermediate byte code for the JVM. And when you think about the JVM is supposed to run like a process context. So end of the day, the JVM executable is a binary, which means it is an assembly language, a binary file. Okay, the JVM, when you install and run the JVM, so when you need something out of that as a binary, obviously you need some compiler which is compiling it. So most probably the JVM is written with most probably maybe C++, if not C, or maybe even C also. It depends on their comfort level. Okay, so let's take another example like PHP or Python. It is again quite simple. The Python is taking that Python language script, and what is happening is it is running it directly. So it is same as you have a browser, you feed HTML files, and the HTML files are taken directly and they are runtime rendered onto this browser. So it is same like you play a game where you write all this array and all this polygons and other stuff, you feed it to the graphics card, and then it will convert that, you convert that into pixels and feed it to the graphics card, and it is going to display it on the screen in the runtime, versus any movie or something, because you have these pixels already in the form of frames. Each frame in a movie or a video, it will be given to the graphics card and it will be rendered onto the screen. So there it's a different process, versus a game is always interactive, same as your browser, it is always interactive, and this is what happens. So in the case of scripting languages, you have this interpreter, we don't call as compiler, because it is actually not compiling anything. It is taking the scripting language and as it is trying to execute. So naturally when you have this scripting language interpreter, right? So if you have any interpreter, in the case of PHP, we run as PHP -f and we feed any PHP file. So when you feed like that, what is happening is the interpreter is taking that and it is directly executing that script, right? So that's what happens. So when it does that, what is happening? The scripting language interpreter itself could have been written in C, C++, it is up to their comfort level, okay? Or you can, if you are really good, you can even do it with direct assembly itself. So it will be written with generally some high level language. So since we need the interpreter, which is binary interpreter, so most probably they can take any language, let it be C or C++, based on their comfort level. See, here is where I do often get an issue about a certain bias of a programming language, especially from youngsters, okay, young students. I'm saying not youngsters of this generation, I'm saying youngsters of all generations. When I am young, I had seen people with the same confusion. When I'm around my mid 2010 or 2012, during that time, even I seen the same confusion with youngsters of that generation, and now I see the same confusion with the youngsters of this generation. So you will have that type of bias. Maybe one is superior, one is not superior. It is like you are fighting with the concept of religion. You may tell this religion is bad versus our religion is superior, and it is all bullshit. As you know, the religion is nothing but it's a branded concept of spiritualism. So let it be any religion, the spiritualism is the same, but how do you brand it and how do you give it to the public is what a religion does. Okay, so putting a brand and putting all these rituals, do's and don'ts and ethics and all this stuff is what defined in religion. So this is what happens. So it doesn't matter which language you write, end of the day it is something which is fed to the CPU. The CPU have to understand these instructions, and the instructions which you feed it to the CPU is always going to be in assembly code. Okay, so going back to the topic, when you write anything in a scripting language, the interpreter will be again written in any high level language. Like I said, most probably C++, because some people tend to prefer in general C++ versus some people will prefer always C. If you ask me, I always prefer C rather than C++, because I do see that an extra layer of abstraction in the form of objects is utter useless, and you can do whatever C++ is doing in the case of C itself. So same way, if you ask me, the C++ or the other languages is each time they are putting an extra layer of abstractions and making it simpler for someone to use. But when you be an expert in one language, you tend to just stick with that and you can tend to do everything with that. So when I do any systems level development, I stick with C. When I do any scripting level stuff, I do with PHP, and I try to refrain myself from this useless bash level scripting. I know that when I use this word, I do get a lot of hate comments, but my videos are always opinionated based on several years of my own personal work. It is not that I write any hello world and hobby projects as many have seen. I will be doing several important assignments, also my client stuff and my own stuff. So when I do anything with scripting language, the big problem is the moment you add any if conditions and all, it really looks ugly and not so readable, versus if you do it with a proper language like a Python or Perl, it gets more simpler and it is more easy to understand, easy to maintain. So if you ask me, my make scripts are often written in PHP, and sometimes, rarely, my make scripts are also written in C code. Okay, so it will be quite it is quite a shock to many, but my clients know that. So my make scripts sometimes are written in C, which means if I need to compile the entire project, I will write or install an entire project, I will write a C code to do that job. So I will first compile my C make scripts kind of stuff written in C code. So this does this will get compiled, and once I run this will assist the compilation of or installation of that entire project or the software. So most of the times, although I don't use the C code for compilation, I use the C code for installation. I see there are a lot of things you get advantage when you use C, even when you try with the PHP or even bash scripts. The problem with bash is something goes wrong, it is difficult to catch that exception, and sometimes it will have a tendency to come out of that script altogether because of some some error which you can just ignore and continue that process. So I have sometimes an issue handling these things. I felt C is much equipped and I'm anyway comfortable doing with C. So I have this weird approach which no one in the industry does that. Okay, so this is my way of doing things. So I'm saying again, don't sit with any language, it doesn't matter. So when it does this conversion and stuff like that, it has an extra layer of abstraction. Unfortunately, some are not efficient when you convert this into a real binary code, which is this object code or the assembly code, which CPUs can understand. And when you think about scripting languages, again, some scripting language, the interpreter may not be that optimized. So you will find a difference. Something you write in Python may work much faster than PHP, or something written in PHP may work faster than Python. There is nothing actually does in, there is nothing exists in PHP in the machine level, just to come out of the confusion. So even before you debate that one language is faster than the other languages, the scripting languages, it is utter bullshit. The reason is there is nothing runs in the system level of this high level language. The system level always, the assembly code runs in the system level. So what happens is this is being converted and some interpreter is running this. Okay, that interpreter is not efficient. So who you are blaming is supposed to be the interpreter, not the language. Okay, so here is the again another analogy. So see, my mother tongue is Telugu. One of the hardest parts in languages like that includes Telugu and Kannada, because both are similar, is they have this Ottu, Gitu and all that concept. So when you do that, what happens is, typically, as you know, our Indian languages are very hard to type in a keyboard versus a language like including apart from English, you can do it with Russian. I have even some of my Russian friends. It is quite easy, and I'm not sure about Arabic, but when I compare with Russian and certain other languages like French, Italian and so on, it's quite easy to type, versus in our Indian languages, most of the times you will have that you need to go back and come forward, go back and come forward. You need to do that. So people who do type in native language, they know what I meant to say. So it is very hard to learn typing in a native language for Indians especially, versus you type quite easily with English. So English has certain advantages in the language wise, but when you talk, you don't have to bother about all these things. So all you do is a spoken language. You can speak in any language. So that way, if I compare at home, my wife, she is Kannadiga versus I speak Telugu, and at home, if I have to speak with her, we speak in English. So we don't need to resort with some other intermediate language like Hindi just because it is a national language and stuff like that. She of course understands my language. I of course understand Kannada. I can also talk in Kannada. I can read Kannada. She can also do vice versa. But it is quite easy when you talk something fast. You want to put emotions. You want to put the context. It's very easy to communicate other intermediate language which is also used worldwide, on a majority level basis. So it is quite easy to adopt to a language which is adopted quite widely because of other advantages which the language provides. So here is where I feel quite we feel quite it is makes sense to use English at home, because it is quite easy to communicate. It is a language which most of them understands, and it is also easy to type, easy to chat, and it has its advantages. You can send mails, you can do any URLs. So see, if you see the URLs, they are not in our native language, it is in English. One can argue that okay, it has been invented by Western world, so it is like that. But in general, it is easy to manage. The language has its certain advantages, but if you see, once you communicate, it goes into your brain, the thought process and everything. It doesn't have to do anything with the language. Okay, so let it be any language speaker. You are all human beings. We are all human beings. So once it comes as a thought process, it is always going to be the same way. It doesn't matter which language you write. It doesn't matter even if you compare Intel versus ARM or something. Of course, by architecture, RISC versus CISC has its advantages, disadvantages. But when you seriously see, you use any ARM device or you use any Intel device, no one cares. You give a phone to your mother, no one cares what architecture it uses or kernel it uses. All she wants is a productive device for her needs. Okay, so that's what it matters. Same way language is. So what happens is, when you do that, there will be some inefficiencies. So maybe I can depict in a way that says, we take C language as an example. Let's suppose this is your C compiler. So the amount of code or whatever you have written, once it translates to some binary code like this, versus we take C++. Let's suppose this is C++. The interpreter is quite bulky because it has to also get, other than C structs and other stuff, it has to also understand the objects and other stuff. So let's suppose you have written some code like this in C++. It is little bit somewhat big. As it converts, it depends on the compiler. It can compile it to this much of a binary, because end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you write objects or structs or whatever it is. is you write in whoops, you don't write in whoops, it doesn't matter. It is going to be again a mission level language, and there is no object oriented nonsense in assembly. Okay, so it is going to convert either this, or maybe if it is little inefficient, it may be converting into a bit bigger object file. Okay, the binary file. So this is what it happens when you take and compile that. Okay, so this is what happens. So end of the day, you give this to the mission, or let me use a different color, you give this to the mission to execute, or you give this to your CPU to execute. It doesn't really matter. No one knows really what language it is at that system level aspect. So this is what happens. So same way when you take any scripting languages, let's assume this is your PHP, Python, or whatever it is. So you are using this, and if you give a source code, what is happening is you give a source code, it is not converting into any binary, because it is not any compiler, it is itself is an interpreter. So it is when you do that, it is directly going to interact with the system, and it is going to give you the needed output. So this is what it happens. So it is not going to generate anything, versus when you think about Java, again in the case of Java, what you do is you write your Java code here. So you write your Java code. Since we have this Java compiler, let's put in some color like this. We have the Java compiler, it is taking this and it is converting into bytecode. So the compiler will converting it and producing some output here, right? So it will produce some Java this thing object code, I'm going to say the bytecode, the Java bytecode, and the bytecode will be presented to the JVM. It is going to run directly on the system. So this is what happens. So imagine this is same as you render these HTMLs and using the CSS and stuff. What is happening here happens over here. So that's what it is. So to summarize, you have to experiment. You need to have some amount of proper experience in writing proper software. So it gives a real insight, and it's all boils down to your conveniency and your grasp on any language. It doesn't matter which language you write. Sometimes you can do things in scripting languages itself, because when there is no criteria of performance, you can very well do in scripting language. Who the hell needs C or C++ in that case? See, I have so many things in my system I use. Say for instance, I track my hard drives over here, I track my Linux channel views and things over here. See here, I maintain a database and I do render on this web pages in my local system. I use PHP extensively clubbed with HTML. So who cares which language it is? When it depends on the need. Sometimes if something it is small, you can maintain in an Excel sheet and track, and sometimes it goes out of control. You translate this Excel sheet into a database, and you can have extra layers to access the database and stuff. Same way, it doesn't matter you write it in low level languages like C or C++ versus a high level scripting language. If that is not efficient enough, you're having some efficiency issues, then try to convert that code into a C or C++ code, so that it will be more efficient by architecture and by design, and then you can do with that. But as it is, there is nothing to do with the language, because the system doesn't run on any of these languages. Okay, it's just it's a human level interaction is what all we need, a language, but the system doesn't care. Okay, hope this video is quite insightful and useful. If you have anything to discuss, if you have any queries, post it in YouTube comments. I always encourage post your queries in comments. I'm not much interested about feedback. Sometimes I do delete if it is something like a negative feedback, because I don't want to use YouTube comments like a social media platform. Instead, I want to use it as a useful interactive medium. If not comments, you can discuss in email as well. Thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.